I'll be honest, in the past few months, I've been putting in about a quarter of my normal efforts into my Medium stories, but I've still been able to earn thousands of dollars repurposing my old content. I don't mean copy and pasting, but rather using my past efforts to reward myself in the present. And in this video, I'll be outlining 3 ways you can do the same, starting right now. So for a little background, Medium has been my ride or die side hustle since 2019. And I've been able to earn anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per month alongside various part-time and full-time jobs. Since I love to write, it's been amazing to have an avenue where I can get paid to do something I want to get better at anyway. But in the last year, I've decided to make writing my full-time job. And as such, I've needed to start treating it like a job. So although I'm still writing from a place of passion, I'm learning to invest my time more wisely. This means spending more time on those habits that will earn me money and learning to expedite those that won't. I started embracing AI, charging actual money for my digital products. And when it comes to writing on Medium, I can't spend hours perfecting articles I'm not sure people will even read. One habit I found incredibly beneficial for maximizing the amount I can earn from each article is to rely on the work I've already done, to wring as much money as I can out of each past idea. The most profitable way I've learned to repurpose my old content this year is to rewrite articles that were written with good ideas but poor execution. Go to your stats page and find articles with either lots of views, engagement, or those articles that you were confused as to why they didn't perform well. Let's pull up one of mine to give you a visual. Open up their stats and take a look at what went wrong. Preferably, you want to find articles that are more than a year old, as articles still have the potential to catch fire up to a year after they have been posted. But if you haven't been writing on Medium for that long, aim for anything longer than 6 months. I wouldn't start to rewrite articles earlier than 90 days, as you may not need to rewrite them. So the main criteria that will contribute to a profitable article are the headline, the introduction, and the total read time, which are reflected by the views, the read ratio, and the earnings. If you have a strong headline, you'll have lots of views. If you have a strong introduction, you'll have a high read ratio. And if the story is interesting to read, you will earn a high read time and with it, money. So if we look at this article here, this is actually one that I decided to rewrite. It didn't perform poorly. You can see here it's earned over $100 USD, but I felt there was more I could do with it and was hoping to rewrite this article and get it boosted. It got a decent amount of views, but the read ratio is very low. So obviously this is a solid idea. People clicked on it, but within the first 30 seconds, they decided to click out. So I know that this article could have earned more if I improve on the introduction. I like to write short intros, maybe 10 lines total, to reassure the reader that they can expect exactly what they clicked on the article for. Secondary paragraph is not bad, and the rest of these are short. I feel like they're captivating enough, so either it had to do with my writing itself or the introductions. So when I went to rewrite this article, I already had the first draft done. So that in itself saved tons of time. And what I did was I changed the concept to be more broad, hoping it would reach a broader audience. I tightened up the intro, and throughout the article, I firmed up the core idea. In the other article, I felt like I strayed too far from what I was offering in the headline. And you can see here reflected in the stats, this tweak has drastically improved the read ratio. I took this old article, and instead of having to come up with a new idea and write a whole new article, I used that time to tack on an extra $100 onto it. The benefit of this first method is not only in the money you earn from the new article, but also from the time you save in not having to come up with a new idea, which can be spent on other avenues of your business or your life. The second method is to convert articles either from short form to long form or vice versa. So although consistency is no longer a key metric for Medium's algorithm, it is helpful to remain consistent. I would say posting at least once a week on Medium to keep up your relationships of what I call mutual engagement. I have a video where I go more in depth into this practice, which I will link below. Whether you want to convert your long stories into multiple short stories to save time, or you want to expand your short stories into long form stories to increase their earnings, it can be a very valuable practice. And I'll show you exactly how. This article here is a short form article I wrote back in 2022. And you can see here that it performed quite well. It has a high read ratio and a decent amount of views. The problem is, because short form articles are under a minute long, the read time was very low and didn't earn much money. So what I did was, later that year, I rewrote this story. I used the exact same headline and I expanded on it to write this article here. And you can see here, this article has earned quite a bit more money, although it has quite a low read ratio. So this is one I could potentially rewrite again, maximizing on the introduction and hoping to earn even more money from it. Short form articles can be a great way to test out your ideas, so you're not investing hours, if not days, into an article only for it to come up short. And once you find an idea that hits, you can always expand it into a longer article. And the last habit is to repurpose your content to different platforms. What I've noticed about the most successful people in any field is how their whole identity or business often surrounds a few core concepts. For instance, James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, has an incredibly profitable business that can be summarized in a handful of bullet notes. You don't have to come up with new ideas every day or every week to be successful online. Instead, you should be consistent in coming up with ideas just to understand which ideas hit. And if you get an idea that people seem to be gravitating toward and you enjoy writing on that topic, you should be exploiting that idea as much as you can. And a great way to do this is by repurposing it on different platforms. It's always a great idea to diversify your efforts as to not be beholden to one platform. So for example, this LinkedIn post here performed very well. Over the course of that year, I repurposed this into various Medium articles, Twitter threads, and in my articles, even using it for headings or subheadings. So what you can do to find these profitable ideas from your past content that you may not even know exist is to go to your stats page and make a list of your top 3 to 5 most profitable articles and think about how you can repurpose them. Maybe you split them up into tweets or Twitter thread, go onto Quora and paste entire sections of the article as an answer, or use AI to make a faceless YouTube channel and repurpose old content to see how people gravitate toward it. Taking these old ideas, breaking them down and redistributing them to a wider audience is a great idea to not only earn more money and save time, but to understand the potential of your content on a wider scale. In short, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit lazy, especially if you are using that time saved to lift up other areas of your life. As the Greek philosopher Plato famously said, if necessity is the mother of invention, then laziness is the father. I really hope you found this video valuable. If you did, I would love for you to subscribe and leave a comment letting me know what you'd like to see next. If you have anyone in your life that may find this information valuable as well, I would love for you to share it with them, not only to spread the love, but because it helps feed the algorithm, helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.